Hello, Geminis, and welcome to your 2025 annual horoscope. So this is a really, really busy year, and I'm sure you hear it every single year. But this year in particular, there are some really interesting events that will generally influence your life really, really deeply. Start the year with Mars retrograde, first in Leo, and then on the 6th, 7th of January, Mars will move into Cancer. And that's your second house. So you will be in the first 2 months of the year. This isn't a good time for making any major financial decisions. This is a time for reviewing and reassessing and for generally covering any payments that perhaps you didn't or you failed to cover in the final days of 2024. This is also about reassessing, reevaluating your financial situation, financial planning, budgeting, preparing for the year ahead, so to speak, as you begin the brand new year. So here, these are the energies of Mars here in the second house. Now, at the same time, at the end of the month, on the 29th, the nodes will change signs. So here they will move into Pisces and Virgo, which is your 10th and the 4th house. So that's actually quite exciting. We already had one eclipse in Pisces in September. So think about what shifts you went through in your career, outside world, here in September, because these energies will be yet again influenced, highlighted, triggered, emphasized in 2025 and 2026. So here we've got the nodes changing signs into Pisces and Virgo at the end of January, January 29th. And at the same time, we'll have 3 eclipses influencing this area of your life, especially your home life this year, with 2 eclipses in your 4th house. First one is in March. The second one is in September. First is lunar, and then is solar. And then you've got 1 lunar eclipse in Pisces in September. And also a solar eclipse, a final solar eclipse in Aries. And this eclipse will be also in March, at the end of March, at 8 degrees of Aries. But I'll tell you about this eclipse in a moment. First, let's focus on the node. So the North Node will be in the 10th house and the South Node in the 4th. Wherever the North Node is present, things happen easier because the North Node wants us to realign ourselves with our future. So overall, with the North Node in the 10th, I think, and the South Node solar lunar eclipse in Pisces in September, you'll be undergoing some changes in your career. Overall, in 25 and 2026, there will be career changes, shifts. This is the opportunity overall, because when I say changes, it doesn't mean negative. Whenever the eclipses activate our career area, this is a chance to move up. This is a chance to move up in your career ladder. This is a chance for a better life, for a better job, better career connection. So generally, this is a great time for networking, for getting yourself out there. This is a time to hide away, especially since Saturn is here, the North Node. You need to be out and about, networking. And of course, if you are already retired, you might also still want to engage in some activities with other people, get yourself out there. This is when opportunities happen for you. This isn't a time to just stay at home and withdraw. You will have time for withdrawal when Saturn comes into your 12th house, and you'll be dealing with karmic endings, closing chapters. But this won't happen for another 3 years. In the meantime, you need to engage in worldly activities with other people, get involved in new groups, join groups, and go to social events. If there is a chance for networking with like-minded business professionals, go for it, because opportunities will happen and things generally will happen for you in a positive sense. So overall here with the notes, you will be reinventing yourself in the career sense. And this could be about new opportunities coming your way, in your existing organization. Perhaps you'll be changing your organization in the meantime, but overall, this is a chance to move forward, to reach your goals, to reach your objectives. But at the same time, you might be reinventing yourself while in your retirement age as well, joining new groups, meeting like-minded people, studying something brand new, expanding your horizons in some way. Now, at the same time, with the nodes, the South node in your fourth house of home, this is when you will be generally changing your home situation, your living conditions. This is about shifting away from outdated ways of living. This is about decluttering. This is about also rearranging your living situations, because it looks like however things are now, they won't be functioning in the same way, or generally you will feel like you're not in alignment and you need to implement some changes. So whether this is about renovating, adding an extension, moving, many Geminis will be moving during this time, and especially since Uranus is approaching your first house as well in 2025, you just get a little flavor because it will be just until the first degree, more or less, first and a half. But in 2026, Uranus will come here for 7 years. So there's a big shift coming up for you. You will be completely reinventing yourself, your connections with others, your style. There's a lot of eccentric, original, unique energy, but you will be changing your style as well during this time, your physical appearance, your clothing style. Generally, this is such a huge shift that is connected to your lifestyle as well, lifestyle changes. So if you feel like you've been stuck, or perhaps if it was difficult to realize which direction you want to move forward, or perhaps if you feel like something or someone was holding you back, Uranus will generally change everything, because with Uranus in the first house in our sign, we want to break free from any restrictions, limitations, whether this is relationships, habits, routines, friendships, whatever it is. You're going to stand your ground and you want to do it your way. And if someone stands in your way, then you will act. You will take bold action. So it's a really interesting transit. Also connected to also getting new electronic devices, a new phone, gadgets, or a greater interest in technology, in media, in gadgets overall. Now, so yes, and then with the nodes influencing your fourth and the 10th house, there's a lot of stimulation for this major shift. So if you feel unhappy in your current home or with your current living arrangements, that this is also connected to a move, a shift, a relocation, because that's what happens with the fourth and the 10th house axis. There is a shift. Things happen overall when the eclipses, the nodes activate these areas of our life. At the same time, both Saturn and Neptune will move into Aries. They will only reach the first degree in 2025. Saturn will be in Aries from May the 25th until September the 1st, and Neptune from March 30th until October 22nd. So overall, with Saturn in the 11th house, this is about having a more sober approach when it comes to your dreams, your goals. And I think this is really good because Uranus will shake things up in your reality. But at the same time, with Saturn in the 11th house, you can make you become more realistic and grounded when it comes to what you can actually achieve and what's not possible at this time in your life. But at the same time, with Saturn, this is when your friendship circle might shrink. While Aries and Libra eclipses could have brought new connections into your life and maybe some old friendships, trips drifted away from your reality. Here, Saturn in the first house, in the 11th house, can generally shrink your friendship circle, and you will realize that who is your friend and who isn't. Saturn makes it very, very real, and you might feel like you're let down by some people in your life, especially during those difficult times when you need support. So here with Saturn in the 11th house, yes, you might feel like you can't fully rely on others, and maybe there are just a couple of true friends in your life, but during this transit, you truly realize who is your true friend, who you can rely on. And at the same time, Saturn will strengthen these relationships. Saturn in the 11th house can also bring an older person into your life, a wise coach or mentor, a teacher who will influence you substantially. And at the same time, simultaneously, Neptune being here, this is connected to a lot of spiritual energy, but at the same time, this is when you will be learning lessons connected to boundaries. You will have to learn to set clear boundaries with people, because otherwise there could be people coming into your life who will want to take advantage of you during the duration of this transit. And it's a really long transit from Neptune in Aries, 2026 to 2039. And in 2025, we just get a little taste. So here, lessons connected to boundaries will definitely be the case. And I think you need to be grounded in the reality during this time, because it's very easy to just dream, very dreamy, and have unrealistic expectations of oneself. So here it's essential to learn to distinguish facts from fantasy, stay grounded. And with Neptune in the 11th house, I think you might be also drawn to people who are artists, who are very creative, musicians. You might be also joining groups of people who are connected to spirituality, art, creativity as well. It's a really interesting and long transit, so I'll definitely make a separate video about this transit. Now, finally, Jupiter. Jupiter is leaving your first house, and it will move into the second house of Cancer. Jupiter in the second house can actually bring expansion to your resources, possessions. This could be related to making money, working with other people, or perhaps working abroad temporarily, working for an international organization, working on a global scale. So there's an element of something foreign that is here connected to displacement, but at the same time, it's a very generous transit. So there's a lot of generosity. Jupiter in the second house also helps you to build a better self-confidence, self-worth. You might find yourself also engaging in activities, workshops that can help you to build your self-esteem as well. Now, something to watch out for in Jupiter, with Jupiter transit in the second house, is overindulgence, or perhaps that strong need to accumulate wealth, resources, material objects. So I think self-control is the key here with this transit. And finally, Venus retrograde. Venus will be retrograde this year in Aries, and then it will retrograde back into Pisces between March and April. So during this time, you might find yourself reconnecting with females you haven't seen or spoken to for quite some time. This is about reassessing, reevaluating certain friendships in your life, social groups, social connections, your hopes and dreams for the future. And at the same time, you might also find yourself reconnecting with some business connections, maybe clients whom haven't contacted you for quite a long time. So overall, this is also related to reassessing your career stand, your public image, your public persona, your worldly achievement here as well. Mercury will be retrograde this year primarily in the fire signs, in Aries in March, then in July, August in Leo, and finally in November in Sagittarius. So here we've got your third house, your seventh house, and also your 11th house. So generally here, the areas of life that are connected to your connections with other people, communication style, your relationships. As you can see with the final eclipse in Aries in March, a solar eclipse, which could bring a new friendship, new connection into your life. But also the retrogrades of Mercury and Venus and Saturn and Neptune coming here. This is huge. This is huge. There is a strong indication of friendships, connections, your community being really, really important this year, the important theme in your life. And it looks like you'll be reinventing this area of your life, but at the same time, this is about, I think this is about major, major changes in your connections, in people in your life, in your environment, community life as well. And this is just the beginning, because next in 2026, Neptune and Saturn will come here and stay here for quite some time. But we will explore it further as we move forward with the energies. So thank you very much to Gemini. I wish you a productive year, and until the next time, bye for now.